Hey, welcome back to Breakthrough. We're in this unique story where King David, he's been a man of God. God has blessed him immensely. He's been a person after God's own heart for decades. And yet Satan comes and tempts him and says, hey, you should count your army so that you can know if you have 1,000,000 soldiers or 1.5 million. And David's right-hand guy, Joab, says, don't do it. You're supposed to keep your trust in God. Verse 4, but the king, David, insisted that they take the census. So Joab traveled throughout all Israel to count the people. Then he returned to Jerusalem and reported the number of people to David. There were 1,100,000 warriors in all Israel who could handle a sword, and 470,000 warriors in Judah. So that's about 1.5 million warriors. And the moment David does this, he steps out from under God's blessing, and some things are going to start to fall apart. Now, can I challenge you in your life, and this is challenging me as well? Satan gets the victory here by getting David to take his eyes off of God and put them on his army. Satan wants to do the same thing in your life with money, with wealth, with power, with relationships. Now, David having an army, there was nothing wrong with that. David making his army an idol and worshiping it over God, absolutely big problem. All sorts of consequences are going to start to happen. Money, wealth, power, they're not the enemies of your soul, but the real enemy of your soul, Satan. He knows that if he can get you to rely on money instead of God, on power instead of God, on wealth or some relationship instead of God, Satan knows if he can get you to love those things more than God, then he can take you down. You realize you're pretty much invincible to the enemy when you're in right relationship with God. But when you step out from under God's blessing and you say, I'm going to put my trust in my army, now you're susceptible to all kinds of problems. If Satan can get you to rely on anything other than God, then he can take you down. And so it's in love that God says, don't rely on those other things. Now, breakthrough is an opportunity for you and me to say, God, with fresh eyes, help me be honest with myself. Where have I been relying on someone or something or some resource instead of you? Let's let him talk to us about that today. I'll see you tomorrow for more Daily Hope.